What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? You tuned in to another edition of Prison Talk Livestream with Big Herc. Episode 79. Hope you all had a great motherfucking week. Hope you guys didn't have to split any wigs over the weekend. Hopefully you got to make something happen in your life. If you haven't subscribed, you're a motherfucking weenie, and you like having hot dogs in your man pocket. Because if you are about it, you should have already subscribed. You should represent. Let it be known you're down with Fresh Out and the Coochie Gang. So subscribe. Make sure you guys tell your friends to subscribe. Quit bullshitting. Check out the website. Also, go subscribe to www.FreshOutSeries.com. And, shoot us a message and let us know what you think. We already got somebody donate. What's up, Eric? Thanks for the donation, man. You got a question already? You know we're going to get into some questions today. I know y'all got your questions ready. But Eric said, 5-on-1, do you fight or walk away? I decided to walk. Hey, man, you got to do what's best for you. But if you in the pen and they're going to try to rush you, you know what you do. Handle your business, because you can't walk away from situations in the joint. So if you're on the street, use your head. Be smart, man. Don't do anything stupid. And for y'all who can't fight out there, quit talking shit. If you can't fight, keep your motherfucking mouth shut. If you ain't got no hands, keep your motherfucking mouth shut. Unless you want to go do life or 30 years because you had to shoot somebody, then, hey, man, I don't know what to tell you. But, yeah, man. Keep your motherfucking mouth shut if you can't fight. Lemon Brad, I'm glad they like the shirt. Wig splitter, that's right. If you guys ain't knowing, you're going to get your motherfucking wig split if you ain't handling your business. Anyways, everybody had a good week. Shit's going good for Fresh Out. We up to 260,000 subscribers. We hit that 500,000. We're going to give away $1,000. Second place, a flat screen TV. Third place is a commissary bag. Somebody asked me what a commissary bag is. A commissary bag is what you get when you go to commissary. Commissary is when you go buy your groceries in a penitentiary. Basically, your food, your hygiene, all that bullshit. So on the street, you call it a grocery store. And on the military base, they call it the commissary. And the penitentiary, they call it the commissary. Hopefully, you won't ever have to use that word in context. Stay your ass in the grocery store. So, that's what's up with that. Somebody asked when the next car build is. I just picked up the NSX the other day, so it's going to be ready real soon. Check out Big Herc 916. I'm dropping some knowledge on there, all positivity. But I'll be having my car builds on that channel. I got some work being done to the Chevelle, the Green Machine, and I'm also going to be dropping the NSX video here real soon. So peep it out. Let me know what you think. Leave a message. Big Herc 916. All about that positivity. Ryan Rowland, thanks for the donation. Hey, man, happy birthday, man. Shout out to New Orleans 504. Ryan Rowland 45. Happy birthday, man. Hopefully you can go bust some female cheeks for your birthday, man. Get that little Peter wet. It's always good to let him dunk himself every now and then. You know what I mean? He likes to be dunked in something real nice. Nice and wet. Yeah, got that NSX boy. He's at the shop right now getting hooked up. Somebody said, what do I think about the man who just got out of prison and went on killing and shooting people in Houston? I think he's a fucking dumbass. I didn't hear about it, but if he just got off the pen and he went on a killing and shooting spree, he's got a fucking issue, a mental issue. I don't support that shit. Wig split, thanks for the donation. You're gonna get your wig split. Yeah, I don't support that. Somebody else said, what's up, Big Herc? What's up, Big Herc? My cuz got caught with a gun charge with convicted felon and is on probation, and he's saying the gun isn't his. Oh, man, that's all bad. Somebody, if he's in the car with somebody and they have a gun, whoever's gun it is, they're going to have to own up to it, because if he's a convicted felon and they try to pin a gun on him, he's looking at a convicted felon in the possession of a firearm. It starts off with 7 years or 5 years, 5 to 7 years in the feds. So, yeah, man, good luck with that. Hopefully somebody owns up to that, because you don't want that charge. Somebody said, you sending out ramen noodles, Big Herc, in the commissary bag. You know it. We're going to give you some ramen noodles along with some spread ingredients. So the commissary bag, you're going to be able to make a spread. I have a pair of dun-dun-duns in there for you and a t-shirt signed by Big Herc. So if you catch third place in the giveaway when we hit that $500,000, you're going to have your nice little commissary bag, and you can put your dun-dun-duns on and take a picture in the mirror and feel good about yourself. Josh and Jesus, thanks for the donation. Dudes always ask you about Polynesians because they're basically superhuman. 5-for-1s could easily beat the shit out of an entire yard if they wanted. I mean, I don't know about superhuman. I know some Hawaiians that put in work, and they can handle their business, but good dudes, man. People ask because they're curious, and you don't see a bunch of you usually don't see like a bunch of Hawaiians in federal prison. Most of their charges, they're probably in the States, so that they're not doing a bunch of time in the feds. I was in the court tank with an OG essay who changed his life around, got caught in a whip, and the other girl had a pistol in her makeup bag. Bro did 3 years for someone else's pistol. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. You want to make sure if somebody has a gun in the vicinity of you that motherfucker locked the fuck up. You don't want to have access to it, because you don't want that ex-felon in the possession of a felony charge, man. It's a shitty charge, and it'll get you time right off the back. Herc, this 20-year-old shot a cop and killed him, ran from another cop, tried to shoot at them, killed the old lady. What's going to happen to him in prison? Damn, that motherfucker was on one. I didn't hear about it, man. I've been busy. I was busy running around working today, so I didn't see that. But, he's going to have to deal with his issues, man. He's going to be underneath the pen with the time they're going to give him, though. Sir Tricks a lot on Twitter. Thanks for donation. My cousin was convicted of rape 10 years ago and has 5 more. How can me and my family help him transition? What type of stuff will he need right away? Right away, he's going to need a place to live. But as far as, I don't know as far as what things that he'll need. If he got busted for rape, he's going to have to register as a sex offender. He's going to probably need a job, because the job is going to be alerted that he's a sex offender. Hopefully, I don't know what kind of, rape charge it was, but yeah, man, that's some serious shit. I mean, if you guys are supporting him based on whatever he's doing, hopefully, it's not something that's going to be, it was a misunderstanding, but the details, I'll leave that up to you guys. Somebody said, hey, I'm thinking about going to college for criminal justice. What are my opportunities? Well, criminal justice, you're looking at probably working in the criminal, the criminal the criminal, the criminal system as far as the correctional officer or a probation officer, maybe a youth counselor. I mean, with that type of degree, you're probably better off, I think, trying to reach the kids. Unless you want to spend your time around a bunch of adults that, for the most part, are kind of set in their ways, who aren't looking to be reformed, and you can make a career out of that. And you think it's going to be something that's you're gonna enjoy for the next 20 years. You know. Somebody said, do you sell your goodies on Amazon? No, our goodies are just at the Fresh Out store, www.FreshOutSeries.com. That's where you can find all of our goodies at. Somebody said, would you get back in the porn game if times got hard? The porn game right now is it's rough, man. I just talked to a partner of mine who actually the producer in the porn industry, and even though times are hard, it ain't really a whole lot that you can do in that industry to get wealthy. I mean, unless you're slinging coochie on the side, most of those girls aren't really you almost gotta use it as a stepping stone to be a private escort. So the porn game, man, because there's so much free porn out there, it's not like the people acting in the videos are making a lot of money. Unless you own a company or a streaming service, that's where the money's at. Somebody said, what would be my best advice for my buddy that just got out? I feel like he may go back. He already missed a PO meeting because he has warrants. I watch your videos every night. Thanks. The best advice is for him to go try to holler at his PO. Sit down and have a face-to-face, a one-on-one with this guy. Let him know that he's having a rough time. Maybe the PO can get him in a program. Just to be honest, because by him having a warrant out for his arrest now, it's going to be a pretty bad situation for him if he doesn't show up and he hasn't tried to actually explain himself. Sometimes these POs can be cool. Sometimes they'll work out the situation and maybe not violate him if he has a good reason why he hasn't showed up. Somebody said, do we ship internationally? Yeah. But we've never shipped to Iraq or Baghdad, so I don't know how the mail system works there. Hey, bro, I want to ask you, what do you do if someone tries to sex play you in prison? If you're in jail and somebody tries to sex play you, and sex play means, look at your Peter, touch on your Peter, rub on your cachetes, rub on your motherfucking leg, tap you on the ass, you better split their wig. You better knock them the fuck out. You know what I mean? You don't let a person play you like that, because you got predators in there and they look for opportunities. You put an example down, but you don't let a motherfucker touch your cheekies, man. Those are off limits. And you don't let a motherfucker, come in there and look at your Peter while you're trying to get dressed. You keep that to yourself, unless you like that type of shit. Somebody said, do you respect AB? You respect anybody who gives you respect. Prison's all about respect. You respect everybody in prison, man, because anybody can be a killer. It don't matter if they're AB, if they're Crip, they're Blood, they're Southsider, Serrano, Norteño, GD, Vice Lord, Latin King, Hawaiian, Asian. You respect everybody. You don't go to prison and disrespect anybody. You get your fucking wig split. Somebody said they were just reading the book Conversations with God, man. Yeah, great book, man. It had a profound effect on me. Raw Bars. Thanks for the donation, man. What happens to nerds caught up for cyber crimes in prison? I didn't really do any time around any nerds like that, man. A lot of times they go to a camp. I mean, unless the judge wants to, unless they got a criminal history or they want to fuck with them and they send them to like a fucking medium or something stupid. I mean, I've seen a nerd in a medium get his wig split because he was one of those guys who kind of talked over people, and some of the other brothers wasn't feeling him, so he got knocked the fuck out. Hey, Herc, Georgia school assistant principal recently charged with sexually assaulting students for several years. Do school staff get protected in prison, or is he about to get what's coming to him? Oh, man, that dude's getting what's coming to him. If he was assaulting kids in school, when he gets to prison, you know what's going to happen to him. They're gonna have their way with him in the mop closet. He's going to get his wig split. He ain't getting the pass up in there. Ain't nobody protecting his ass. Word, my buddy said that this will main word and wouldn't let anyone call him out. Yeah, man. Hey, Big Herc, there's some jealous haters out there plotting back in my hometown. Is it worth going back there and sock and lock him? Hey, man, if somebody's plotting on you and you're already out of the way, man, it ain't worth going back to try to show that you're the tougher guy, man. Be smart, man. You know? It's not impressive to whoop somebody when you can outsmart them. Somebody said, what happened to dudes in prison who beat on their girlfriends? Do they get targeted? Women beaters get no respect in prison. You know, motherfuckers who will beat on their girls, when other guys find out about it, they might just put a beating down on you. If you like to beat on girls, let's show you what it's like to beat on a man. So, you know, that's not a crime that's looked up to in prison. What up, Big Herc? What's the first you should do when you hit the yard? The first thing you should do when you hit the yard, well, by the time you get to the pen, you should already kind of know protocol. But you don't want to, people are going to ask for your paperwork. You don't want to get on the yard, start running your mouth. Keep to yourself and just mind your business. But if you're smart enough to be watching this show, you shouldn't have to worry about hitting the yard, man. You know what I'm saying? If you got a relative locked up, you can tell them that they better watch their ass when they hit the yard. But if you're out here, you should not be planning to hit any yard. Sir Tricks a lot. Thanks for the donation. When you were locked up, what care package items did you most appreciate from your family members? In the feds, you cannot get care packages. And I didn't get any visits from my family. So, you know, I didn't have anything to look forward to as far as that's concerned. I got care packages from the homie. My homie, the Terminator, Big Rube looked out for me. That's the only motherfucker who gave me a care package besides a couple other little homies, like my little buddy. Somebody said, when you hit the yard, what paperwork do you have to show, and do statements get your wig split? When you hit the yard, you have to have your PSI, your pre-sentencing investigation. A lot of times they make you send that shit home, but you better have you a copy somewhere. And in your PSI, you know, your pre-sentencing report, it will have if you had any statements. If there's a 5K on your paperwork, that means somehow you told on somebody. You told on somebody to get time off. If your discovery, sometimes dudes want to leave and look at your fucking discovery. If your discovery has you telling or that you gave a testimony, you're going to get your wig split. So all that shit, I think it's either the pre-sentencing report, and there's also a PSI, pre-sentencing investigation. The pre-sentencing investigation, I think, has the information from your court case, your actual case, and the PSR is actual what they put together in regards to your case. I believe, I can't remember. What's up, Big Herc? How do sex offenders get exposed in prison? What would happen if someone was exposed for repeatedly raping his daughter? Sorry for spamming, but it's important. Oh, man. Anything to do with raping a kid, bro, it don't matter who the kid is. You're getting your fucking wig split. And you'll get exposed because somebody will find out. You cannot have that shit and think you won't get caught. You cannot slide under the radar. You know what I mean? One way or the other. I don't know about some of these other states, but I know in California, it wasn't going down. You weren't going to be able to duck wreck if you had that type of charge. somebody will find out. Nowadays, you know, people have to report if they're a sex offender. They have to register. So it could be as easy as somebody getting your name and booking number and Googling your case. They have people on the street now who look up a case for somebody. You know, motherfuckers got cell phones. A guard that's favorable to a particular clique will, you know, can easily leak the information out, and then once they can get proof, it's a wrap. So if you're a pedophile, you got what's coming to you. Hey, Herc, what would happen if an inmate was caught having intercourse with a female guard? He would get sent to the hole. That guard most likely will get suspended or just transferred to another joint. Nothing's going to really happen to her, but the inmate, you know, the other guards are going to be pissed off because they want to fuck. And the fact that the inmate got to bust the motherfucking guard cheeks, the female cheeks, they going probably, they could possibly get charged with something, depending on what the female guard says. But if the female guard says it was consensual, and they don't want a big, a big thing going on at the prison, they will just transfer that inmate, because at that point it could be that the female guard compromised the security of the prison. But most likely, you know, if that female guard says, "Hey, you made a move, and yeah, you're gonna get caught the fuck up," unless she's gonna risk her job to say that, you know, you guys were consensual and you're a couple and all that shit. But a lot of the time you get caught up. What happens to people who act like they're bougie in prison and act like they're better than others? If you act like you're bougie in prison, you're gonna probably get your wig split. You know, motherfuckers do not take kindly to others who try to talk over or think that they're think that they're on some I'm better than you type shit. So be humble, be respectful, but best of yet, don't go to motherfucking prison, y'all. What punishment in prison is most effective? Did you ever have to undergo this type of extreme punishment? There is no punishment in prison that's the best punishment. The best for prison is reform. Punishment, you know, a man getting raped, getting stabbed is not fucking gonna reform anybody. You know, you guys, we talk about that shit because it can happen, but there's no, that shit doesn't help make a person better. It talks about, that basically shows how barbaric our prison system is compared to some of the Scandinavian prisons. You need to be educated. The more education you have, the better you'll be as far as humane and maybe change your ways. But yeah, as far as just punishing motherfuckers, unless you got some psychopaths in there that can't be reformed. I understand that. You know, deviants, you know, the motherfuckers, you know, may need their nuts cut off, but people who are actually passing through the system, who are looking to change themselves, the best thing that can happen to them is to be educated. Dan Thompson, thanks for the donation. Big shout out to Goldie DeWitt, and the One Down MC. All right. Appreciate that. Big Herc, how are the well-liked guards treated differently from the least liked guards? The well-liked guards, if the guard is cool, everybody, you know, motherfuckers kind of know. They like, you know, they give them props. They act like, you know, not like they're buddy, but, you know, motherfuckers don't disrespect them, and, you know, they're just treated in more of a humane manner, as far as I would say more camaraderie. You ain't sitting there having conversations with a motherfucker, but there's a certain level of respect that comes with the guard who knows how to give the inmates respect back. The guards who are shit, inmates, you know, maybe they'll do all kind of shit. You know, motherfucker might throw a piss bomb underneath their door, put shit on the door handle. If a guard's an asshole, they just do they just do little prison trickery because this person's a dickhead. But in those environments, it's not good to have that type of relationship anyways, because some of these guys ain't got nothing to lose. So the best way is just to be cool. You ain't gotta, do a bunch of favors for motherfuckers, but you ain't gotta fuck with people either. Big Herc, what's up, Big Herc? What do you mean by modern day slavery? Modern day slavery is what I mean when I talk about that in the prison system is when they hire inmates to do prison labor, and basically these guys have been cut off from society, so they start working in these factories, which becomes modern day slavery. And I say that because a lot of you guys maybe don't know the history of the first slavery laws, vagrants, loitering. The slaves were freed, man. They had no place to go. A lot of them were like just wandering, and they made up all these different laws looking at a white woman, jaywalking, all these different, a lot of these bullshit laws started off with slaves, and they locked them up, and then they had them picking cotton again because they didn't have anybody to pick the cotton. And down south, you go to Louisiana and some of the penitentiaries in the southern states, they are picking cotton. They are picking cotton. They've been doing it for, some of them got for murder, manslaughter, cases where they might have got out if they were somewhere in Europe. Man, these motherfuckers are picking cotton for the factory. So it is modern day slavery. Ike Nat Turner, thanks for the donation. What happens to cop killers in the pen? I never met any, man. I never met any cop killers in the pen. If you were in the county, that might be a situation where you try to kill yourself. So, if you, a lot of times they got guys like that PC'd up before they get sent to the pen. When they get sent to the pen, they're in mainline. I mean, other inmates ain't gonna do nothing, but you got guards or other people in there who maybe might have an incentive to, make a favor, But I haven't personally run across any cop codes in the pen. But, there's accidents that happen all the time. So, there's ways that shit is dealt with. David Dalton, thanks for the donations. What happens if you snore really loud? Wig split, you got it, you know it. Wig split, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear a motherfucker that's snoring all motherfucking night. They're gonna your motherfucking cellie is gonna check you. If you're in a dorm, you're gonna get checked. You know what I mean? There's been motherfuckers I know that are snoring, and motherfucker might just lock and sock their ass because they tired of hearing it. They can't get no sleep. Hey, Herc, I live in a cow. We have 2 big prisons for a long time, and we're clean inside the highways and the road. Do you think the world where somebody says isn't slavery they have to earn their keep to pay for room and board? It isn't slavery. It isn't slavery. You saying earn their keep. Okay. For room and board. Okay. If that's how you want to justify it. I guess if you feel if somebody gets locked up, they should be in there working to earn their keep. Understandable. But it shouldn't be a profitable prison. It shouldn't be a prison for profit. The prison shouldn't be making money. It costs $76,000 a year to house an inmate. Why wouldn't you try to if a person's in prison, if it costs $76,000 a year and the money that they're basically working off is not covering nowhere near their housing? Why not try to educate them so you can cut back that cost to house and basically create a fund where these inmates are, like you said, working, but they're working towards something, whether it's helping the homeless, whether it's working with the Humane Society, with the animals, whether it's cleaning up graffiti, cleaning, things that are transitional, fighting fires. They got the hot shot crew, things like that, which is going to benefit society long term and benefit the inmate. Doing more community stuff with maybe helping rehab buildings for the sake of youth programs or something like that. Things that are going to help out the city in which the prison is housed in, or the community, so that the kids will benefit. It will help those around there. But to be picking cotton, picking fucking corn, building military equipment that's being contracted, that's fucking slavery, bro. However you want to look at it, you can say what you want. Check out the movie The 13th Amendment on Netflix. It's slavery. You know what I'm saying? If you're saying, oh, yeah, everybody goes to prison, needs to be punished, they need to work, they need to do this. Well, it's $76 fucking thousand, man. Who's really benefiting from that? A year at fucking USC is 35-40 grand. So why not do something? If it is gonna cost that much, do something that's gonna make these people better. But see, what happens is people don't want people to go to prison and get out and have an education while they were out here working. They feel that if you go to prison, you shouldn't have those benefits. You should be busting ass. You should be working for slave labor. And that's what makes America great. Well, it doesn't work in this country because you have a bunch of repeat offenders. And if you look at Europe's model for inmates, it's way better than what we have over here. People are getting out and they're not coming back. And they're closing down prisons. I'd rather see less prisons than more prisons. So for those who want to go hard on crime, yeah, go hard on crime, and you want to charge all this money for prisons, more power to you, man. Somebody said, why are you anti-private prisons and modern-day slavery, but cool with Kardashians becoming a billionaire by deceiving and stealing from the poor? You should educate yourself on economics and not tell us to. Well, you're tuned into the show, and you're saying I should educate myself and not tell you to. Well, maybe you need to educate yourself. I'm not complaining about the Kardashians. You are. And you're saying that I'm complaining about private prisons. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating some facts. And I'm not in prison anymore, so I don't plan on going back there. But if you're mad because somebody decided to hustle and make money in life, then you sound like you're upset. So maybe you need to get out your feelings and figure out how you can better your economic situation. Because if you're jealous because another group of individuals have made money or somebody's been able to capitalize, I've never heard the Kardashians stealing anything from anybody. So, I'm not a Kardashian. I'm not on their fucking bandwagon, but it's sad that you think that somebody who's achieved a certain level of success, that you have a bunch of animosity towards them. Hey, man, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Hey, Big Herc, what's your opinion on a disenfranchisement of people convicted of felonies? I think that concerning disenfranchisement of people convicted of felonies, I think a lot of people, man, they go to prison and they buy into the prison culture. And the prison culture creates a false sense of reality. And so when these people go back to society at large, where people are normal, they don't stab each other over a disagreement. They don't fight because they don't have the same opinion. They work for what they want. They have goals. They take care of their family. I think a lot of people, it makes it harder to transition. A lot of people go to prison. They get caught up in the gang culture. They feel like that becomes their second home. And, they see their families on the weekends at a visit, but, over a period of time, they maybe lose perspective on being a full-time parent again, or a full-time father or brother, whatever the case may be. And prison breaks some people, man. So, it's very important to not buy into the system when you get into the system, so that you can get out and somehow change your life for the better. Hey, Big Herc, what's your advice to a 22-year-old who recently got off probation after 7 years of supervision? Well, if you made it off probation, most likely you did something right. You didn't go back. Your best advice is to look forward to the future. Continue your education, whether it's through school grants, a program or a trade. Always educate yourself so you can have other tools that you can use to create wealth. Maybe start a business. Start working towards establishing yourself a career, and work hard now, man, so you can enjoy life later. But work smart. Yeah. How do we stop prison culture from being glorified in the media and politics? 6ix9ine was just released from jail, but makes him more popular with the youth for some reason. Well, fear is not gonna deter kids from going to prison. Kids think that if they made it through prison, they got a little badge of honor. If they made it through county jail, it makes them tougher. The only thing I feel that can deter a kid from the whole prison culture thing is being educated, man. Traveling, visiting different places. If you talk to a lot of people who've been in prison, the ones who have been back and forth, most of them haven't been anywhere. They've never been anywhere outside the hood. They never traveled outside their community. They don't have friends in other states. They've never been into another country. They don't have a passport. I think that taking your kid on field trips, family vacations, traveling, opens the kid's eyes up and gives them more of a worldly view of things, and it gives people an opportunity to just see another side of life. The more limited your life is, and more confined it is to a particular area or environment, it limits your thinking. It limits your capacity to vision. So I think that the more you get out and see things, the better off you are as far as a human being, and you learn about other cultures, and don't limit yourself to just one particular group of individuals. Somebody said, I was wondering where do inmates look at. I'm CJ Major. I was wondering, do inmates look at you as a rat if you grew up in the hood, but now you work for the legal system? I mean, you got to work, man. You got to pay your family. You got to support your family. So whatever you do to support your family, more power to you. I'm not going to judge you on your job. It is what it is. A lot of times, man, I was mad at myself for putting myself in that position, and I just had to deal with it, man. I mean, you get caught up in the game, and you go to prison, and there's people that work at the prison. So you have two sides of each coin. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's everybody has to make a living. But it's about that time for the shout outs. I got to go hit the gym. It's getting late out here in Cali, and I love chatting with you guys, but I gotta wrap it up, man. I gotta wrap it up. We had a good one today. A lot of good conversation. Somebody else asked me about the rich getting richer and the middle class disappearing. Hey, man, I see it all. I see it all around me. I mean, as far as the community, if you live in California, it's becoming either the people that are rich or the people that are poor. I mean, you go to San Francisco, man, you can't even buy a one bedroom is going to run you about $8,000. So, hey, man, life is hard. Move somewhere where it's cheaper. Do what's best for you, but be about your hustle. And you can't judge people for being rich, unless that's what you do. I don't judge them, man. I mean, everybody has the right to earn. This isn't a socialistic economy. This is a capitalistic economy. And I can't be mad at the person who's getting it, man. Hey, S617, thanks for the donation. Somebody said, 5 months and my case hasn't been indicted. I live in a busy high-crime county in New Jersey. The alleged victim is a prostitute but never admitted it. What gives? I don't know, man. I don't know what the statute of limitation is on that. it might be a DA reject where they don't pick the case up. If this person's credibility is in question and you can prove that they're a prostitute, then maybe they don't want to use this person as a witness to a crime. So hopefully, man, that shit just it just goes away. Shout out to Detroit, San Antonio, Texas. Shout out to Griffin, Georgia. Shout out to so my friend paid me $2 to respond to him. I don't know what the hell they were talking about. Shout out to San Diego. Shout out to everybody in Sacktown. Shout out to the 313, West St. Paul, Minnesota. Shout out to Davis, California. Shout out to England, Odessa, Texas. Kansas City, Kansas, 913. Chi-Town, Hollywood, El Paso. Houston, Texas. Norfolk, Virginia. Austin, Texas. Rhode Island, Zimbabwe. Fort Worth, 559. NYC. Shout out to Australia, Massachusetts. Lombard, Illinois. 817. East Hollywood. Orlando, New Orleans, Colorado, Austin, Texas, 408, Kentucky, Ohio, Stockholm, Sweden, 503, Sunrise, Florida, 415, Thailand, Midwood, Charlie, New York, Boneless, Texas, 225, Richmond, Virginia, Long Island, 630 to Russia, Charlie, New York, St. Louis, 680, Southside, 211, Canada, Bangkok, Thailand, Mexico, 516, Mansfield, Ohio, Lancaster. Hey, man, shout out to all y'all, man. Everybody that tuned in, shout out to Hong Kong, Northern Killer, California. Hey, man, Antarctica, Colombia, Netherlands, Ottawa, Ontario, Highland Park, 323, Hawaii, Spicewood, Texas, Boston, Inland Empire, 831. You know, a lot of people will make a lot of comments, man. This is a forum where we can all share. We might all agree, but that's what makes America great. We all got our own opinions. If you don't like somebody because they got more money than you, well, you know, do you not like the person who's homeless because they're homeless? You know, hey, man, life is what it is. You can't, you can't be mad at the next man who created their own reality. You create your own reality every day. So, I'm back again next week. Santa Ana, shout out to you. Everybody that's tuned in, leave a comment. Love to hear from y'all. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Dopest show on YouTube. We'll be dropping, we got some prison talks dropping. We just did some with OG Badger. We also go to our Patreon. For all you Patreon people, thank you for supporting. We appreciate you guys. You guys help us finance this channel. We got some spreads dropping with Badger on Patreon. So if you're not a Patreon member, you might want to jump off FreshOutSeries on Patreon and get it first with Badger, Big Herc cooking. It's going to be going down. Also, Peanut, we got his interview dropping real soon. So make sure you guys tune in and let us know what you think. So subscribe so you don't miss out. And we got a lot of big things happening in the future with you guys. So we love y'all. Tune in, support. Big Herc